Good morning. It's Cooking with Kat on a chilly morning in Gulf Shores, Alabama of about 44 degrees. Now here that's pretty chilly, but the sun is shining and I think it's supposed to get up to around 62 today, and of course 62 here is warmer than it is in the Midwest. But cheers to coffee. You know, I always have my coffee in my Christmas Longaberger cup. But I want to tell you a little bit about my coffee. My family, both of my son-in-laws and my youngest daughter, they're coffee fanatics. So Candy doesn't drink coffee. She drinks Diet Coke from McDonald's every morning with light ice. But anyway, and I go get that when I'm home for it too. But anyway, they use a badass coffee. And it's from Hawaii. And I bought some of it from the company. But this is just a little sample. I have some in the closet. But it is the best coffee. It doesn't have that aftertaste or that tannin. I know tannins is in wine. I don't know. I got to stir my sausage here. But anyway, it is a wonderful coffee, so I just got online and ordered some. And it's no more than regular coffee, like community coffee down here. Of course, I do flavored coffees. I'm a prissy. So, but anyway, get online and look at it. If you're a coffee fanatic, and I researched, and there is a badass coffee shop in Pensacola. I'm not sure where it is, but when I typed it in, that came up. So, or if you're in Pensacola, check it out. Go in there and get you a cup and see if you like it, and then order it, because it is awesome coffee. So, I'm having coconut rum this morning coffee. This is Hannah Bliss. It's a light roast ground. I don't know what Hannah Bliss is, but whatever. It'll be good. Miss Cindy did my nails this week. And I got pretty blue color on. Now my hand, look how pretty that is, you know, all crippled up, but it's better. I can do this. That little finger still curves under. And I still can do this real well, but you can see that the index finger, my hand, when I do that, is becoming more natural. These are almost up there, my little pinky. That's this ulnar nerve that is slow in responding, but I think it's going to, they assure me that it's eventually going to flatten out. But this right here is so painful because it's the sensory nerves in my hand that's waking up. I still have numbness from here down, but I'm starting to itch a little bit. So I'm getting feeling that, you know, I need to scratch, and that's a big deal. So today I'm making a sausage gravy casserole, and it's got egg, sausage, and so what I'm doing here is just browning the sausage, and you can use hot, mild, whatever sausage you want to use. And the ingredients, it's how to make biscuits and gravy with sausage and egg breakfast casserole. So the ingredients are a 8-ounce package that's got 8 biscuits of, I don't know what that noise was, biscuit dough. And I use the grands because, and what you do is you pan your casserole, your 9x13, and this is a new piece that I got. I love Lock and Lock off QVC, and so they had this, and you know, I just had to have it because you just snap that on there, and there you go. But this, and Lock and Lock is usually plastic, but this is a glass 9x13. So you take your pan, take your brand biscuits, and I just took my scissors and cut them. It said 1 inch, but I just made it easy and did it like this. Cut them into like 4 different pieces and put them down here in the bottom. You know, got my pajamas on. These are my new pajamas I got at Sam's last weekend. And of course it had to be the leopard print. So this is just a package of 8 biscuits that I've cut up and put in the bottom of the 9x13. And then it calls for 6 eggs, peppered gravy mix, which is right here, a pound of sausage, any flavor, which I've got in the pan. I don't like to use a skillet because, you know, when you fry stuff, it splatters, and I've got this nice pan. My pans are Swiss Diamond. They're not supposed to scratch, but they scratch. But I love the flat white of this large saucepan, so I can brown in it, and it doesn't splatter all over everything. And of course, I'm using my burner. I hate my flat iron, so this is about as close to natural gas as I can get here on the island. And I've sold my house, and they did the inspection this week. Well, I have a fireplace, and it is ventless. So after I bought the house, I didn't realize it was ventless. Well, I turned on, the people that lived here didn't even have logs in the fireplace. Well, that was part of my deal, was to buy some logs and fill a gas tank or propane tank in the ground so I can have a fire. Well, I don't like that ventless at all, because sometimes I felt like that I could smell the gas in the house. So I finally let it run out. I don't know, it's been run out for a couple of years. So in my inspection, it said that the gas logs didn't work. And my realtor said, "Why didn't the gas logs not work?" I said, "Because the tank is empty." And she laughed. She said, "Well, I figured that out." I said, "Well, it's ventless, and I don't like that." Because, you know, Joe, my sweet Joe, he was a masonry contractor back in the day, and in our home he built for me, we had 2 fireplaces, and I didn't know anything about no daggone ventless. But anyway, that's just a little story. So you brown your sausage, which this is almost brown, and I'm doing it slow because I don't want all that mess all over the place. I'm messy enough as it is. I don't know what temperature. Alexa, what's the temperature in Madison, Indiana?
Right now, in Madison, Indiana, it's 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Today, expect a high of 43 degrees.
That's not good. Of course, right now, at 26 tonight, and it looks like maybe flurries. Ooh. Okay, I'm glad I'm down here. Everybody up there's freezing. They get a little snow. Let's see, today is the 14th, so we always had an old adage. The first day of snow was how many snows we were going to have for that year. Now, I can't tell you if that ran true or not, but that was just something that we did. We said, well, it's, you know, November 1st, we got a little flurry, we're only going to have this and that's all. Well, that didn't work. But, so 14. That'd be quite a bit. And I got to tell you a funny story about my sister. Cheryl, I love her dearly. Anyway, she's 6 years older than me, and my brother, Danny, he was right in between us, 3 years. But she called me yesterday, and she said, of course, I think the stupidest things are funny, but I said, well, what's been going on with you? She said, well, I hit a deer. And I said, oh, no, are you okay? Yeah. She said, it just jumped out of the sky. And I'm like, well, maybe it was Rudolph. Please don't tell me you've hit Rudolph. And she said, laughed and whatever. I don't even know if I told her that. But No, I'm fine, I'm fine. I can still drive the car. But anyway, she hit the deer. And the poor thing was a young deer. All of her turn signals and everything work. And they're waiting on parts. Every mechanic, I think, is waiting on parts. It's, you know, because of COVID and industry being down and everything's waiting on something. But anyway, poor thing. She said, well, I ran over it and I had to drag it. And I'm like, oh no, only my sister. She was going to go to lunch with one of her high school friends. And she said the police came, and then when her husband finally got there, and she said, needless to say, I turned around and went home. I said, well, I think that was a good thing to do. But anyway, I can just envision all this happening. All right, let's come over here and see, read the directions. I've greased my pan with the pan, preheated the oven to 350. I've browned the sausage, and I need to drain it. And then cut the biscuit dough into 1-inch pieces and line the bottom of the pan, which I've done. Then you put your cooked sausage over the biscuit pieces, and then you layer with your cup of cheese. And then that's just shredded cheese, and I can't tell you what it is because I just cleaned out what I had packages of. And then you whisk your eggs and milk. It calls for a half a cup of milk, 6 eggs, which I need to get. I used it this morning. I'm going to do this in my big Pyrex. And then you make the gravy mix, and you whisk the eggs and milk, add the salt and pepper, pour that over the sausage, and then you just pour the gravy mix over it, and you bake it for 35 to 45 minutes. So this is done now. Let me turn this off with the pan. I just want to do it this way because I can't do it. Hold on to it. Said to drain it, but I didn't have any excess grease in there. There wasn't really anything to drain. All right, so there is the sausage mix over it. And then layer the shredded cheese, which is a cup. And I guess this is a mixture. I had some taco cheese, fine. Then I get in here and I cleaned up another bag I had. Okay, now the eggs. We gotta crack them babies. I need a half a cup of milk. You know me and my paper plates. I guess I should have already done this. But I had them. But see, you can just put your shell right back in there. And I can't crack it too good because of my yin pan. But let's see, another story. Okay, I work at CC's Salon Day Spa and Boutique, and we need a receptionist. We've had a lot of applicants, and we've had offered the job. Everybody wants big money. You know, Miss Cindy can't pay a whole lot, and so that hadn't worked out, and we're still interviewing. So if you know of anybody, because I can't do it full time, because I gotta move. I got my hand therapy. I'm going to have partial knee replacement. It's hell getting old. But, so if you know of anybody that would be interested, part-time would be great. I can work a couple of days a week. Now, when I whisk, I always beat that yellow. And then I need a cup of milk. See, that's good. Get my milk out. should already have it out. I hope it's still good. I don't use milk. Hey, I got something even better. I'm going to use half and half. That'll really make it good and rich. Calls for milk, but I'm using half and half. Because when I made the quiche, my last cooking show, I used the half and half. And I always smell. My mama did that. That's an old country cooking thing. So you use a half a cup of milk and put it in here. Put that in there. Salt and pepper. You know, just kind of judge. I watch Food Network a lot, and boy, they really do salt their food. I think it would be too salty. And I love pepper. I used to hate pepper. Well, see, I'm being a sloth. Alexa, play classical piano music. Kind of quiet in here this morning.
The station, Classical Piano on Amazon Music.
All right, that's incorporated. And we'll take the spoon out of here. And I pour this over the... This is just like a lasagna. You just layer it, but it's only one time. And I just evenly pour it. And no, I've never made this before. My dad would say, and I've told you that story, can't you make something you made before? And I'm like, no, I can't do that. Okay, now we're going to make the gravy. Now, I go by the directions, and it says at least 2 cups. But I'm going to use, this makes 2 cups, but I'm going to double it because I want it to be really moist. It might be too much, but I don't think so. So, the directions are to bring 1 1/2 cups of water to a full rolling boil. Well, I have, this burner is one of them that boils quick. And I've got 3 cups of water in there. And then you blend the pepper gravy mix with 1/2 cup of cool water. I'm just going to do that in here. So I'm going to do it with a cup because remember, I am doubling. I'm using 2 packets instead of 1. And I can't tear it open because I'm making a pan. And then I add which I'm going to add a cup, mix and whisk until the lumps, and then you set this aside, and once this boils, you just pour that in there, and you've got gravy. I've never done this either. Now, my daughter, Candy, she uses these gravy mixes all the time. Okay, now I need a cup of water. My old Tupperware. 2-cup measuring. I probably had this thing for 45 years. Telling my age. You just pour the water in there, and then you whisk. There we go. So we're going to get this to boil, and then we just pour this in there. And well, I've tore that. Oh, here we go. Pour the gravy mix blend into the boiling water. Stir vigorously with a fork or whisk until thickened and remove from heat. And you got your gravy made. And then you just pour it over the top. Put it in the oven, 35 to 45 minutes or until eggs and biscuits are cooked through. Serve warm. Leftovers are excellent too. So we are almost done, and I haven't even stopped and started. course I will while it's cooking. I usually do iMovie, but I've downloaded a new app, so I'm hoping I got enough sense to figure it out, because the iMovie doesn't make it full. It's kind of half, and you all have noticed that on my videos. And it's really cool. I don't do these that often, but I get likes all the time. You know, maybe I'll be famous like Brenda Gann. I don't know. Probably not. Because I don't do the old home style cooking. I do the modern cooking. My water's almost getting ready to boil. You can see the little bubbles on the inside. You can see the little bubbles on the inside. So I wish you would comment and be sure and share my videos. They are entertaining. Kind of asleep this morning because it's cold, I think. But it's fun to do them. I love to cook, not so much anymore because it seems like everything I fix doesn't taste right. That quiche I made, the spinach and mushroom quiche, I didn't like it. I shared it and everybody else loved it, but I didn't like it. Okay, my water's boiling. I'm going to let it get a little bit more of a rolling boil. And then we're going to pour this in there and see what happens. So if you can come closer. We're going to have a lot of gravy here to pour on her, but those biscuits are just going to absorb it right up. That's why I wanted to wait. Now, this is probably going to boil over. Because I'm the queen for... See how quickly that thickened up? That's cool. I mean, that's gravy to me. What do y'all think? I'm going to turn this off. I think it's ready. Because it's going to be cooked more in the oven as I splatter everything. Again, come over here with the, just pour it on top. I mean, how easy is this? This would be a great Christmas morning casserole. I had one that I made for the kids in Candy Makes. It was a Bob Evans back in the day. My gosh, they were probably in junior high, and I started fixing it on Christmas morning after we got the gifts done, because they, even as high school, they'd get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and Joe would say, "Make them go back to bed." I said, "No, I'm not making them go back to bed. I'm as excited as they are." So he didn't have 2 children Christmas morning. He had his wife and his 2 children. He wasn't my daughter's blood father, but he was their father in every way. All right, we're just going to put it in the oven. In 35 to 45 minutes, we're going to take it out. So, thank you for watching. Come back because I'm going to show the finished product. Have you some badass coffee because that's what I'm having. Order you some. You can have some too. I'll be back. All right, here it is. I've let it set for 5 minutes. You can see the gravy is set up. You can see the egg is fully cooked. You see here, biscuit and the egg. Looks yummy. And what I made today, we're going to refresh. It's biscuits and gravy with sausage and egg, breakfast casserole. It's from Scattered Thoughts of a CraftyMom.com. When I find a recipe that I like, of course I have Apple products, but you could do this with any other tablet, is I just save them to my notes, and then I make a folder that's called breakfast, You can see all the recipes that I have. So you just hit on that and it takes you right to the recipe. You can see it's going. There we go. That's just a great, there it is, picture of it. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this beautiful November weather we're having.